Hey everybody, Doug Moore here. I'm really excited about talking to you today and I appreciate your time. I'll stick to the subject matter as promised and really focus on training in terms of how to really increase revenue for your company. Before I do, I really want to tell you a little bit about my background and how I got here. I have been involved in media and sales in a number of different fields for, I guess, 30 years. I hate to admit I'm that old, but my entire experience has been around building sales teams and launching products and various different things within media and real estate and so on and so forth. And it's been a great ride. I've been incredibly blessed. But I'll tell you, what I really want to share with you more than anything is one of the challenges I faced early in my career. We had a number of salespeople and we were having success, but what was interesting is we were running sales the same way as everybody else. We had a list of people to call. I had a bunch of sales guys with a script. We had them on the phone. Man, we were pounding it. And we just, minute after minute, day after day, dozens of calls an hour. And while we were having success at the end of the day and the end of the week, our guys were completely exhausted. And as a result, we had turnover issues from it. We also didn't have a lot of customer retention. And I was looking for a solution to, how do I increase sales without increasing stress? How can I change our business model so that we're not having, the kind of turnover problems we're having, even though the company is hitting, sales projections. And I got lucky and stumbled across a company called Sandler Sales and ended up going to the class. A buddy of mine was involved in it, and it totally changed our business because we changed the model of sales from 90% presentation to 90% discovery. And what we were trying to do, and what Sandler teaches, and I've taught now for almost 30 years, is you really have to help the customer uncover whatever problem they have that your company can resolve. And once you do that, you change the dynamics of the relationship. You become someone or a company that's filling a need instead of someone who's selling all the time. Nobody wants to be sold. When a sales guy calls you on the phone, the first thing you want to do is get off the phone. And if you change your approach from one of presentation to discovery, then what you'll find is your results are significantly better. You have more long-term customers, and your salespeople really enjoy the process much more. And as a result, we ended up building a really great great publishing company. We had, a few dozen magazines and other media properties. And when I sold the company, we had 200 salesmen. And I was really proud of what we did, and I think we were blessed because of the way we really went about the business. So I don't know if you've had that problem, but if you have, I can tell you the way we went about it and the way I've taught since then will really change your business. So as promised, I have three very specific things I want to talk about today that'll help drive sales for your company. And the first thing that I want to discuss is really how do you perfect your message. You have to begin with your marketing message and your sales message with what problem does my company solve? What pain do we resolve? What are we doing for customers that they absolutely have to have? And that's what you want to talk about. And that's really where you want to lead all the discovery process. I'll tell you a great story of really how that worked for us. And we've done it a number of times. Is when we launched a new magazine, instead of beginning the process with making a list of all the features and benefits of that particular publication, whether it was iSource or we launched a magazine for Cabela's. We launched a magazine for Jack Nicklaus. We had Private Ear magazine. I would always begin the sales training process with what problem, what need can this particular media outlet solve? We launched Scout.com. We did the exact same thing. And as a result, we ended up supercharging our sales early on in the process. Now, it's not, when we talk about perfecting our message, it's not just about It's not just about asking questions, it's really about asking the right questions, right? So what we're trying to get to, and this is the real secret, and if you don't write anything else down, I want you to get a pencil and piece of paper right now and write this down, because this is if there's one key to improving sales and improving sales performance for each one of your salespeople, this is it. So what question leads you to the answer of what is it going to take for me to sell this particular client? And I'm going to give you a great example. We took over a project in Costa Rica for developer real estate sales. Great project called Reserva Conchal. It is, it's a 432 room hotel, #1 golf course in Central America. They'd been there for 7 years. And our company went down and took over sales and marketing. And I had some salespeople, had 4 guys who were Costa Rican that had been there. I brought in 2 or 3 other guys that I knew pretty well. And we had had success running projects. And I made a decision I was going to do it myself. And so I moved to Costa Rica. Probably the best thing I ever did. Can you imagine living on the beach in Costa Rica and getting up and, running on the beach every morning and then helping people fulfill a lifelong dream of having a second home? It was just, I can tell you it wasn't work. In the first 90 days, we increased sales 400%. Doing this one thing. We asked the question, and sometimes you have to ask the question multiple times to get the real answer. But the question was, why are you considering buying a home or a second home in Costa Rica? And the other questions everybody asked were, how many kids do you have? How many bedrooms do you need? Do you want an ocean view? Do you want to, do you need to be by the pool? Do you want to be on the beach? Those are detailed questions. The real question was, why do you want to own a home in Costa Rica? And we learned over time that each person had a unique answer that fit into one or two or three groups. They wanted to leave a legacy of memories for their family, or they were a rewarder, for instance. They had worked hard and they wanted to reward themselves. So the best ones were always the people who want to leave a legacy of memories. So if you're going to buy $1 million condo on the beach in Costa Rica, typically you've had some success and you're wealthy and you're in a chapter of your life where you're now trying to figure out how you're going to spend more time with your kids and your grandchildren. When we got our clients in touch with leaving a legacy of memories for their children and their grandchildren, not just leaving money, it changed the dynamics completely. And that became the magic question. It's the same thing for something as simple as selling media. If you can get someone to tell you what their real pain point is, what is it, where does it hurt? Where are we as a company that really needs to be solved? If you can do that, you've got an incredible opportunity to fill need and have a lifetime client. And we trained our guys constantly on how to get someone in touch with their pain so that as a company we could fill need. And if you don't get anything else out of this training, if you can take that and adapt it to your particular business, I can tell you it'll be more than worth the time you invested. The second thing that you have to do if you really want to improve sales and maximize, companies spend, what's been amazing to me, and I've been fortunate enough to consult for, international brands like Four Seasons and Ritz-Carlton and, Nicholas and what's amazing, particularly with the real estate developers, they spend millions and millions of dollars on land plans and architecture and interior designers, and they really wouldn't do what was necessary to understand what their customer looked like, what their ideal buyer looked like, and how to deliver a product that they would really buy. And so what we did was we really came in, helped them understand that, and then build a critical sales path to get there. So the first piece was doing what I talked about first. Uncover the right questions. Get someone to their pain. And then you have to train your team to use that on a daily basis. Because just telling them to do it never works. It never lasts for any time at all. In every enterprise that we've been involved in, including 62 magazine launches, and dozens and dozens of websites, including Scout.com, 20 plus international 5-star real estate developments. We always focused on weekly training. And when you think about weekly meetings, nobody hates sales meetings more than salesmen. It's the same thing every time. Guys are brought in, they're asked who their best prospects are, what did you close last week, what's in your pipeline. You go around the room and everybody, you spend 30 minutes and the guys walk out of there no better off than when they came in. So training has to include two things. One is you've got to constantly train. You think about a football team. When they show up every week to practice, they're going back over fundamentals. It's blocking and tackling. With the blocking and tackling in this business is constantly reminding your team about filling need and asking good questions. The second piece to it is really about leadership and absolutely focusing on not just telling your team how to go about asking great questions and filling need, but showing them. I've been involved in lots of product launches. We have an incredible product now in the social media space. It's just killing it. I've had a number of sales guys that we've recruited around the country to help us launch the project. And in every case, the way we get them started is by me showing them how to do it, not just telling them. So if you're going to train, make certain that you're willing to kind of stick your neck out there a little bit and show them instead of just telling them. The third thing, and it's something that really is you can do the other two, but if you don't do the third one, it's not going to last very long. And that is, how do you keep the team motivated? And there are a lot of ways to go about it. We had when we built Vulcan, we were incredibly fortunate that we discovered very early on that the only way toward long-term motivation was by helping our individual team members integrate their personal goals with the company goals. So as a company, we might have, we'd have a goal for X amount of sales, but it was really made up by each individual goal. So each one of our directors and publishers would meet with our sales team at the beginning of the year, every quarter, and we'd talk about what's your revenue goal for the year? How do you intend to hit it? If they hadn't sold that before, they weren't where they wanted to be, the question that we always had to ask is, what changes do you need to make personally in order to be able to accomplish your goal? In other words, you have to set goals of having before you can set goals of becoming. Or you have to set goals of becoming before you can set goals of having. So when you think about it as a company, if you're focused on helping people change their lives by understanding how to set goals, how to build a plan of action, you lead them through that, and they integrate that in with your company goals, then you develop tremendous employee loyalty. What they have is an opportunity instead of a job. So when I have a salesperson or employee that I'm trying to motivate, and I bring them in, and I know their goal for this year is $1 million in sales and $100,000 in personal income, and I know what they plan to do with the $100,000. I know why that's important to them, and it could be that they're saving money for the kids' college education. It could be they want to move into a better school system. It could be they're trying to help take care of a family member. It could be anything. But if I haven't asked and I haven't done the work, I don't know. If they don't believe I care about them, they're not going to tell me what it's going to take in order to help them. So we always focused on sales leadership, not really sales management. And there's a significant difference in the two. So I know everybody's has a limited amount of time, and I just want to give you a couple of do's and don'ts. And the first thing, don't give up too soon, right? If your whole sales organization and your critical sales path is currently built around the presentation mode, and you're going to make a radical change to discovery and asking great questions and filling need, it's not going to happen overnight. I can tell you it will work, and it won't take a significant amount of time, but if you don't stick with it and you're not committed to it, then it won't work. So you absolutely have to stick with it. The thing I would say do is arm your team with great questions. Every member of your team should have a list of what are the most important questions to ask in order to uncover need and get to pain. And if you'll arm them with that, then you'll be in, you have a great chance. You have a great chance of being successful. I love coaching and helping people change their lives by setting goals and showing somewhere a different way to be successful. I've been really blessed by starting so young in this field and finding a solution that most people spend their lifetime trying to get to. Here's what I want you to do. If you enjoyed what you got from us today, at the bottom of the screen there's a share button. Share it. So share it, put it on Facebook or Twitter, or send it to friends that you think might get something out of it. We also have an email newsletter that comes out once a week. It's typically a video. Sign up for it. It's free, no commitment. We also won't share your name with anybody else. We'll protect your privacy. And then finally, if you would like to really change your organization sales, maximize the value of the company you've got, and you want some help, somebody to show you the way then we may be a good fit for you. We have a very limited number of clients we take on from a coaching and consulting standpoint, but click the button below. There's a survey. We'll look at it. If we think there's a good fit for what we do and we can help you, then I'll reach out to you and we'll set up a 30-minute call. It's free of charge. Whatever you get out of it, I'm happy to bless you with. But I appreciate your time today, and as promised, I'll keep it to the time we said, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Starting to get a little warm.
Yeah. That's what my comments earlier.
Yeah.
Where you need it cold because it makes everything easier.
Well, next time I do it, I'll come down here and turn the thing on, because if I turn it on, it'll get 60s in here.
You have to decide what kind of videos you want to have.